back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. I'm with the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. A few minutes ago, the hometown Jets were introduced to this sellout crowd, and it's a roar that could be heard across the river in Manhattan. They're set to go as their Jets will match up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go.
Yo, son. 6 months, 26 months.
And what's that? And what's the ball? Watch the seat.
Red 80.
X3, 218.
Now a run. This is Bilal Powell. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
From the 29, Darnold, flush to his right. This one caught by Crowder. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
And we heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges.
Now on 2nd and 13. Darnold, open is Powell. That's complete. Call it a gain of 5, and that's going to lead to a third down.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
26 months. No, lady.
What we got? 61, matchbox lights.
Red 80. 26 months.
Throwing here on third down, Darnold. And that's knocked away and incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And this will do the job nicely as that'll be out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Right here. Check. A little flat.
Spin.
This is Grant. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Go. Alert.
from the 38. Roethlisberger. They're going to set up the screen here. This is Grant. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
All right, now, 180.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Juju Smith-Schuster, his third touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. Boy, these may be an adventure this afternoon, but this one is good. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returned. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early. But if there's that special one there, I say they go get him.
Now Darnold, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. T.J. Watt in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Throwing on second and long. Darnold eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on second down.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10.
Bravo!
Darnold from the gun. Open man is Anderson. Past the 20. 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Robbie Anderson hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This one taken from the 7. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Dashing through the snow. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. A 93-yard kickoff return. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Such an electric play, so much fun to watch, and you need all 11 guys in sync for that to be successful, don't you?
Without a doubt. That's teamwork to be able to put it all together. But that play is really probably the most exciting 10 seconds in football.
Let's go. Let's do it.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He was looking for Jamison Crowder there, and that'll bring up second down.
Defense, let's go. Pick it up, G. Check, go back. We got motion. Back up.
Powell takes it from Darnold. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
Watch 98. 98's the mic. Yeah, that's what I do. Ready?
From the gun on third down, here's Darnold. That one complete to Anderson. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art yet.
And now the up man has it. It's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. The deception there pays off to perfection. 14 yards on the fake punt and a first down. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46.
Mike 50. Hey, pick your game up.
The shotgun snap for Darnold. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Darnold now to throw. And his pass incomplete. Enunwa the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
26 Mike.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. It's caught by Quincy Enunwa. And he'll get this up near midfield, but that's still a few yards shy of the first down. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. Here's Lachlan Edwards now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Again, the offense will stay out there. They've converted once on this drive. What can they do here on 4th down? Here's Darnold. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature, he said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. Now it's Roethlisberger. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
There he goes, right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. That'll go down as an 84-yard punt return, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
And that jumps the excitement level up a few notches, doesn't it? What a big-time punt return for a touchdown. Now their cohorts on the special team side, they've got to add the PAT.
That would be the equalizer. Darnold. And he will get into the end zone as they will indeed claim a 1-point lead. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to someone else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
A first down run, not going to get them a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there, so that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
On 2nd and 9, Roethlisberger. And that's going to be intercepted. Jamal Adams with it, the all-pro safety.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. This is the running back, Powell. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in there.
And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Robbie Anderson with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect.
Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Corey Grant. 74 yards as his guys have cut the lead down to 2. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This will be fielded at the 8. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one goes for 30 yards.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Back to throw, Darnold. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Ball on the 42 as they come up second and 10.
Hey, Charlie!
Here's Powell. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The Jets on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 9. To throw is Darnold. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. T.J. Watt. What a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. Here's Lachlan Edwards now. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Watch QB drive. Watch QB drive. Rush in.
On first down, Grant. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Grant. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. With a lot of the media, Charles, ourselves included, starting to prep those MVP ballots, you wonder if last week's performance, which he admitted was not very good, if that hurt him at all coming down the stretch.
Less than 50 yards on the ground in last week's game that you referenced, and let's face it, if he has another game like that, we'll erase him from the MVP discussion. He won't even be talked about anymore. He has to bounce back with 100-plus in this one in order to stay in that race.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Let's go, D. Quarter. It's going to be a long day. 53 at the mic.
Hey, Delta.
Check.
From the gun on third down, it's Roethlisberger. And he's got some space here. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down. Darnold now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%. And it's 1st and 10. Herndon hauls it in for the Jet touchdown. Chris Herndon, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead. Extra point up and good by Suckup. And that makes this a 9-point game.
This ain't nothing for the pack. Got 16 sitting in the lag. Whole squad all dressing all black. Every single last one of them got my back. Hey, 20 of us, that's 20 goons in them. Ice cream whip, triple scoop. I got 3 strikes, ain't got to lose. When it's all on the line, what you gonna do? Come on, I'm highly favored. Don't wanna play me, no conversation, ain't got time for no debating. It's for the taking, no hesitation. Don't try my patience. I'ma pour out one for the set, boy, till there's nothing left. On a run to the bread until we all got them baguettes. Hear them footsteps coming, cause we coming for the jet. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I could never switch, not a day in my life. Long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. As long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die.
Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, go tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more boards than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, go tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more boards than a Shawshank. I don't wear ball mains. All I ever do is ball main. I am not a rapper, they all lame. I am not dope, I'm hard. Wait, I can power up and level up at any moment. Spitting like a semi, only give me semicolon. Couple zeros like I'm sending yell nets. Every flow is unmatched and I better get set in. Finish them. Mess around with me and I diminish them all. Even if I ever did the minimum all. In the end result, I'm better killing them all. Rogue One, but I got a team with me. Batman when I got a team with me. I get mean, I get green. Show the whole game what's never been seen. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, go tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, go tank. Anything I ever do is top rank.
Designer sneakers hurt my feet now. Every beat is getting beat down. Couldn't eat, well watch I eat now. Like how you getting paid to freestyle? Different cities every week now. Every woman is a now. What state brought you looking bleak now? I was home to sleep designer sheets now. 30 different missions. When I speak they listen. Couldn't find the social fishing. Who the crew, it wasn't you. I know it's true cause you look like the opposition. Run it up. Greatest ever sums it up. I ain't have a lot when I was coming up. Kinda made my stomach turn when I brung it up. Wait.
Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Super Saiyan Gold Tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan Gold Tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank.
Yeah, I just ran a check.